Hello everyone, I am Woon. Today I'm going to share about my study experience in Korea amid pandemic. First of all, I would like to talk a little about myself. I'm from Malaysia, and before coming to Korea, I did my undergraduate study in chemical process engineering at Malaysia-Japan International Institute of Technology under University Technology Malaysia. During my undergraduate study, I actively participated in research and competition relating to microalgae, biomass technology, and carbon dioxide to energy utilization. I also had the opportunity to do my internship at National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology (AIST) in Japan, where I worked with renowned researchers in photonic field and involved in research in novel electronic device fabrication process using molecular assembly. This eye-opening experience made me decide to further study. So after I graduated, I came to Korea to continue my study. I came to Korea under Global Korea Scholarship (GKS). GKS is a Korean government-supported scholarship program that helped the foreign student to study in Korea. For the student who doesn't have a Korean language background, they need to undergo a year Korean language program, where for my case, I did my Korean language program at Keimyung University in Daegu, and now I'm doing my master degree program in Sungkyunkwan University in Suwon. Firstly, I would like to talk about the Korean language program. The goal of the Korean language program is to make sure the student to obtain at least a level 3 in Korean language test topic for university admission. For my case, I need to attend intensive class from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the weekdays. But besides studying, the school also organizes activities such as sport day, cultural events, competitions, and also field trip. For somebody who like competitions and events, this experience was fun, and because all of the GKS scholars were gathered together to attend the Korean language program, so I could make a lot of friends coming from different countries. And this experience definitely helped me to have more understanding about Korean culture and Korean life that helped me to adapt well to my life in Korea. After a year of Korean language program, I relocated to Suwon for my master degree study. I'm living in dormitory, and for your information, GKS scholars are given discount for staying in dormitory. In SKKU, I'm working in Professor Joshua Jackman's lab, the Translational Nanobioscience lab. We have a lab and also a student office, so most of the time I stay in the student office, and this is the view from the office in the winter time. Our lab consists of members coming from many different countries, and which provide us an environment that we can learn from each other, work together, practices many different languages, and also feel happy about each other's achievement, although we are from different background. Next, I will talk about my research project in SKKU for my master study. I am currently working on lipid coating technology on titanium surface. To introduce my project, I will start from talking about supported lipid bilayer, SLB. SLB is a sound mimicking platform that forms on a solid support in the presence of thin water layer. It can be formed by vesicles, fusion, and also using lipid bicelles. The solid support being studied are commonly gold, silica, and titanium, while for my project, I use titanium as the substrate. So why titanium? Titanium is a biocompatible material that is used in the implant, such as in the hip joint implant and also the dental implant. Titanium nanoparticle is also important in the drug delivery research. It is also useful in developing biosensing device for developing in-body biosensor. The wide use of titanium in biomedical application triggers the need to study the biointeraction between titanium surface and body cell. Where at this point, developing SLB on titanium surface brings advantage to its biomedical application related research. However, it poses challenges to form SLB on titanium surface, where vesicles only stay intact on the titanium surface and lipid bilayer cells do not even adsorb on titanium surface. This is where self-assembled molecules comes into the picture. Self-assembled molecules form monolayers on the substrate, SAM, by binding its head group to the substrate surface molecule and modify the substrate properties with its terminal functional group. Using this technique, we aim to modify the titanium surface to allow lipid vesicles and lipid bilayer cell adsorption. It is known that phosphonic acid head group molecules could self-assembly on titanium surface. So we use hydrophobic metal terminated molecules, the phosphonic molecule, to modify the titanium surface to allow vesicles adsorption, and we use hydrophilic hydroxyl terminated SAM to functionalize the titanium surface for lipid bilayer cells adsorption. Quartz crystal microbalance dissipation (QCMD) is a technique used to monitor and characterize the surface adsorption process and layer formation. The quartz crystal is supplied with titanium coating, and it is an acoustic biosensor, and so it is an acoustic biosensor, so it is sensitive to the mass change happens on the quartz crystal surface, and it generates output as electrical signal for us to do further analysis, where we can get information such as the thickness, adsorption kinetic, and also the rigidity of the layers. Utilizing QCMD, we studied about the quality of the SAM formed on the titanium surface. Besides that, after that, we introduced vesicles or bilayer cells to the SAM modified titanium surface, and we investigate the adsorption kinetics of the lipid molecule on the SAM surface, SAM modified surface. Then we investigated the biomolecular interaction occurs on the lipid coated titanium surface. This study allowed us to conduct surface control for lipid coating based on the needs, such as in micro pattern and biosensing applications on titanium surface. This is all I want to talk about my research project for my master study. Next, I will talk about my life in Korea. Other than working on my research, I also play hard. For someone coming from a tropical country, I can experience 4 seasons in Korea. And now I can tell that I love springs the most and I hate winter the most. And I also went to many places for traveling and attending events such as concert. And I got to try and know many food that I cannot try outside Korea. Like the Korean fast food chain Mom's Touch, the seasonal drinks of Starbucks, and also many different brands of Korean fried chicken. So in Korea, life is convenient with good public transport system, and everything can be done through the apps, and also accessibility of many foreigner-friendly services. And I believe that my experience here to do my master's study will land me a good career in the research field in cosmetic and pharmaceutical industry in the future. And I appreciate the amazing experience and do not regret to choose studying in Korea. That's all for my presentation. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoy my talk.